Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today's lesson is Accentuate the Negative 2.1. We're doing the lesson today is on page 22 through 24, problems A through D. Your ACE work will be 1 through 3, 30, and 37. Your learning target is that you can interpret the addition of integers by relating them to values in the real world situations. Same learning target we've been having before. But we're going to want to make sure we write this stuff down because that's sort of our goal for the coming lesson. Okay, let's get started with our notes. Okay, lesson 2.1 notes. There's a lot of writing here, but you're going to want to get it in here. The first is the addition of integers. Okay? Think of addition. Sorry for that spelling mistake. Think of addition as combining from here on out. Okay? Rather than thinking addition making something bigger. Okay? Addition doesn't always make things bigger. Not anymore. Instead, think of addition as combining things. Previously, we were only combining positives with positives and we were getting positive results. But if you combine a positive with a negative, you're actually making the number smaller. Because if you take a positive 5, I've got $5 in my pocket, and combine it with a negative 3, I owe you $3, you're actually subtracting. So from here on out, think of addition as combining. And there are some rules for the addition of integers. You're going to want to write these down. You are going to want to mark them because we will come back to them later. If we're doing a positive plus a positive, you add and keep the sign. So for instance, 5 plus 5, they're both positive, we get positive 10. If I have negative 6 plus a negative 3, I will get a negative 9. Okay, I added, but I have kept the sign. They stayed positive or they stayed negative. Now if it's a negative plus a negative, you add and keep the sign as well. Just like this. Here's where it gets screwy. If you have a negative plus a positive, you find the difference of the numbers. You subtract and you keep the sign of the bigger value. Okay, the bigger absolute value, the bigger number wins. Okay, so for example, if I have positive 5 plus a negative 3, I would end up getting a positive 2. I subtract 5 and 3, and since 5 is bigger, it takes that sign. Okay? So, let's do a few practice problems to kind of get this down. And you might want to copy these practice problems down too. We have negative 8 plus negative 8. Well, both of them are negative, so I keep the sign and I add 8 plus 8 and I get negative 16. And this makes sense. I owe you $8. I owe somebody else $8. Boom, I owe $16 to somebody. Total. But now if I have the negative 3 plus 4, now that's a positive 4. They have different signs. So what I do is I subtract. I find the difference between those two numbers. I do 4 minus 3, I get 1. Now, is it going to be positive? Is it going to be negative? Well, the 3 is negative, the 4 is positive. So the 4 wins out, and I get positive 1. And if you think about it, let's say it was negative 3 degrees outside, the temperature went up 4 degrees, boom, it's now positive 1 degree. Now, 5 plus negative 3. They have different signs, so I subtract. I'm going to do 5 minus 3. I get 2. The 5 is larger, so it's going to be a positive 2. And 4 plus 5. Well, they're both positive, so I add, and I get positive 9. All of these are examples of addition with integers. Just take a moment, look at what's going on, and remember what's actually happening here. that we're taking some positives, we're taking some negatives, and we're combining them. And some of them are going to cancel out. Okay, our coursework for today is going to be on page 22 through 24, A through D. We're going to do problems 1 through 3, 30, and 37. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have fun.